We're also thankful that Randy Miller was available to us today. NJ.com with an article that has been a true circulation sensation over the last 48 hours. Randy, we are so glad to have you. Thank you for coming on Willard and Dibs 95.7 The Game. Can you explain to everyone, why are you so confident that Aaron Judge is coming to the Giants?
I know Aaron from covering him his entire career. I spent a day in Linden, talked to people close to him. I think there's a rift between the Yankees and Judge based on a lot of things. Aaron Judge was also booed in 2 home playoff games. He's not happy with his teammates being booed this year. And he's very, very close to his mother, who's still in Linden, an hour and a half east of you guys. And his wife's family is from out there. His mother-in-law still works at the school, and I think that Aaron grew up loving the Giants. I think he's ready to come home, and he also knows that I think he believes the Giants are going to pay him what he's worth. And from everything I hear from knowing people who have spoke to the Giants owners, they are prepared to make him the best offer. From what I hear from the Yankees, they're prepared to make him an offer that's a lot better than the last one, which he turned down on opening day, $213.5. I hear that they're not going to overpay. They're going to make them what they think is a fair deal, maybe go a little above. And from what I hear, the Giants will go a lot above if they have to.
How much does that play into his disgruntled state? The fact that it got leaked back in April that they offered him $213.5 and that he said no. Are there overriding hurt feelings still from Aaron Judge about that, or is it more about the booing that took place throughout the year?
Well, it didn't get leaked. It was going to get leaked. The Yankees announced it. That's what bothered Judge. And when they announced it, it was almost like they're trumpeting, look at this offer that we made Aaron Judge, and he didn't take it. And the perception was that the Yankees were trying to make Judge look like he was money hungry, and it made him look bad. And this was an organizational decision, and the organization was like, look, you guys are going to mean you're good. It was going to come out anyway. Well, that's not the way Judge wanted to come out. The booing, I believe he can handle the boos. What bothered him is the boos that Joey Gallo got this year, and they were terrible. I had quite a few where I felt like it was Dr. Phil talking to Joey Gallo, and in one conversation he told me he never even goes out in Manhattan because he's hated so much, and why would I even show my face? And I know Aaron read that story, and just a lot of the players really felt bad for him. Aaron Hicks at one point they were chanting Joey Gallo to Aaron Hicks because Aaron Hicks had a bad game. And then Judge was booed in the beginning of the year before he went on a home run tear. He was booed twice in the playoffs. Not a lot of boos, but enough that I'm sure it bothered him. In fact, after the one game, he said, we need the fans to be behind us the whole game next game. So that was kind of a message that to the fans. So I think they have something to do with it, but I still think that he's tugged to go home. And it's kind of a way of paying back his mother for everything she did. Aaron was adopted, came from a really good family, raised in a Christian family, a lot of values, and Aaron feels like the man that he is because of his parents from that little wee town with no red lights, and I think that he's looking forward to coming home and playing for the team that he grew up loving for. He was a huge Richie, really a fan. He was a kid when Bonds went on that run there, and I think he's going home. I think the Dodgers will make an offer. I don't think that they're going to offer him what the Giants will. I think they'll offer him a lot of money, but not as many years. That's what I've heard. We'll see how it plays out. The one thing that could keep him from going is the Giants need to convince Aaron that they're in it to win it. Aaron's spoiled. Even though they haven't won in New York, they've made the playoffs every year since his rookie year. They've had a team that on paper could compete until the second half of this year. They were considered the World Series favorite. Then Houston really passed them up, and the Yankees went backwards with a lot of injury struggles. And from what I hear, the Giants owners are prepared to get a second and maybe even a third guy. It would shock me if Anthony Rizzo, who is going to opt out, I think, of his Yankee contract. He has 1 year at $15 million. He and Aaron it wouldn't followed him to San Fran on maybe a 2-year deal for maybe 17 a year. More money, 1 more year. One shot to Trey Turner also signs to play second base with the Giants. So I think they know that they need to convince Judge that they just don't want him to sell tickets and to sell jerseys, that they also want to win. And that's very important. And then Aaron is also very close to his teammates, very close to Aaron Boone, the manager. And it will not be easy leaving. He's loved wearing pinstripes as much as anyone has. But I think that there's some rifts in the organization. He's a very stubborn man, a proud man. And I think that ultimately the Giants will make the best offer, and Aaron will take it.
Randy Miller, NJ.com, on the Aaron Judge free agency and situation. Randy, I want to be very, very sort of careful with the way I ask this, because I'm not going to ask you, obviously, to tell us a source or even any of the background of your conversations. You've clearly done your homework, but you're talking to a fan base that sits here and listens to you say, it's going to be Judge, maybe and Turner and Rizzo, and it's literally the exact opposite of everything they've done since they've arrived in terms of money. I get it. The money's now freed up. I totally understand that. But it's also an organization that's very, very tight-lipped about what it's doing. So it's curious to many people when they hear you say, you talk to someone close to ownership who's putting this out there on the record. It seems very, very opposite of the Giants. And maybe it puts them in a bad position because it's almost telling Aaron, we're going to overbid. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would the Giants want this information out there, and doesn't it make them, it's like it puts them in a bad bargaining position, no?
Well, when the Giants owners were talking, they weren't talking to someone in the media. They didn't know it was going to get back to me. So this is just friends hanging out, and I just happened to be know somebody that is very close to owner. So I don't think that they necessarily wanted my information to get out. But from what I'm hearing, that what I was told that the conversation was between the Giants owners was, we're tired of the San Diego Padres outspending us. The Padres, the small market Padres, are making us look bad. We're tired of the Dodgers winning the division every damn year, except for last year when the Dodgers end up taking them out in the NLCS. And they look at the money that they made with Barry Bonds, selling out every year, and Judge is a better guy than Bonds. I'm a Pittsburgher. I know Bonds from his Pittsburgh days. I could tell you guys a great Joe Montana story, by the way, when I saw him play high school basketball. But anyway, he's gonna have this relationship with the fans that Bonds didn't have. Of all my years, I've been covering baseball since 1996. Jim Thome was probably the number one guy as far as player, people, person, relationship to fans. Judge even tops Thome. I never thought I would say that. And so I think that they look at Judge as this is the right guy to do this. That everything's aligning for them at the right time, that you have a hometown guy that can sell tickets, jerseys, relationships with the fans in the prime of his career, coming off a record-setting season, plays defense, steals bases, quality person. You're never going to have anything negative about him. It's like he's the modern-day Derek Jeter. And, oh, by the way, he hit 62 home runs this year.
And still got booed in New York, which had to chap his hide a little bit. You mentioned Rizzo before. How much connectivity is there between the two? Is there a sense that there'll be a package deal in terms of both coming to San Francisco or neither?
No, I don't think that there's any. They're close. And there's a respect factor. When Rizzo came in, same type of personality, very private, work hard in the clubhouse, let your stats do the talking, but he also won a World Series. And when he came in and had that, was kind of the clubhouse leader of the Cubs World Series team, there was instant respect that Aaron had for Rizzo. They hit it off right away. I know that Rizzo, who has ties to North New Jersey, would like to stay with I think he would like for Judge and both of them to stay in New York. But if he leaves, there could be a bit of a rebuild. The Yankees are building around shortstops. Their two best prospects are shortstops. They're going to be shortstop, second baseman. So the best free agents out there, aside from Judge, are shortstops. They're not going to go out and get Bogarts. So there might be a little bit of a rebuild for the year, for a little bit. And I don't know that Rizzo is going to be a part of that. And if he's going to opt out, he's probably going to try to get 2 or 3 years. I could possibly see him going to Boston. I could possibly see him following Judge to San Francisco because of the friendship, the respect that they have, and probably the feeling that, hey, we can go win a title out there.
Really interesting stuff. Randy, you talked about what you think the Yankees will offer, how the Dodgers will do it, and what the Giants will do. What do you think it is? Where do you think this lands in terms of numbers, and namely the years it'll take to get it done?
It might take 8 times 40 for 320.
8 times 40 for 320.
Man.
I mean, I almost feel like the Giants fans and the Giants themselves can wrap their heads around 8. It's 9 or 10 that scares people. Do you think he'll do 8?
I think he'll do 8 with a vesting option. I don't know who else is going to do it. Judge is going to be 31 years old next April. So when Betts got his contract, I believe Betts was 27. Trout is even younger than Judge. You're talking about a guy he's 6'7", 270, 280. At some point, he's going to have to go to DH. We weren't in the locker room for a couple of years, but I remember before COVID years, he would get his knees iced. He's a guy that every day after the game, he's a guy that plays ferocious outfield. He jumps over walls, dives. He's a two-way player who cares about his batting average. He's a guy that runs the bases hard. So I think he's going to hurt his body to the point where at some point he's going to have to be a DH. And I think that there's that fear factor of, are we going to get Albert Pujols like the Angels did?
Uh-huh.
How many years of Aaron Judge are we getting? Are we getting him for 4 years, 5 years, and then we're going to go into the Pujols years? I think Judge takes care of himself better than Pujols. He's not going to get as big as Pujols. That said, that's what the fear factor is. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of teams in the bidding here. I still think it's going to come down to the 3 main teams will be, I believe, the Dodgers, Yankees, and Giants. And I think it ultimately will be Giants and Dodgers. And I think Giants and Yankees. I think that the Yankees will be outbid. And I think that when you factor in everything else, the rift that I believe is there, the tug to go home, the booze. Now that he's married, Aaron's mother works at the school. His family's still in Linden, giving back to the mom. Grew up a Giants fan, I think, and from talks that I've had with Aaron, teammates, friends, people I've run into in his hometown, my feeling is that he's going to the Giants.
Wow.
He
Great
could
stuff.
buy Linden for $320 million.
Hey, Randy, free agency starts from 2 weeks from today. Do you think things happen quickly, or are we talking something that's after we've opened our Christmas presents?
I think it'll happen in December. I think that he's going to take his time and see what's there. He's not a guy that just runs and gets something done. He's going to want to think it over, talk it with his family, talk it over with his agents. I can see him going to Los Angeles and meeting. I can see him maybe going to Boston to even punish the Yankees and, hey, maybe I'll go to the Red Sox. I don't see that happening. I know that people in New York, Mets fans, like, well, maybe he'll sign with us. If he leaves New York, I think part of it is to get in an atmosphere where it's more relaxed. He can handle it, but the booze, it hurts him a lot seeing teammates go through that. I don't think his family's very happy with the booze that he has to deal with. And if you go to the Giants, hey, San Francisco is one of the best baseball towns out there. I think St. Louis is probably the most supportive baseball town, the best fans, the most loyal fans. Boston for the Northeast is, in my mind, probably second, and the Giants are right there. Since they moved downtown from Candlestick, those fans are very passionate, and Judge was a part of that when he was a fan as a kid and saw what that place could be like when they win, or even when we go out there and they're not winning. It's a special place to play baseball, and it's home.
Randy, really interesting stuff. Thank you so much for hanging with us for a little bit.
All right, guys, take care. Nice talking to you.
All right.